Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, so we're doing a little bit of a challenge for some of my library books. Um, I finished 3 of them, and then I have another set, 2 more sets of videos. But in this set, it's Guild by Raven Kennedy, What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods, and Sarah J. Maas, The Assassin's Blade, which is the kind of prequel-ish short stories of the Throne of Glass series, but this is what I could find at the library, so I started here. I had so much fun with one of these books. I'm gonna start kind of going least to most favorite. So my least favorite was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I'm used to reading like her adult books, so this definitely felt like I felt the writing approve between Her Throne and Glass and what I read in ACOTAR, like immensely. So it definitely felt like an improvement when you compare the two. Um, would I suggest this because of lore? Yes. If this series becomes something in the future and we need to know these characters, something like that, I would suggest this. Would I suggest this if you're an ACOTAR fan, just trying to read all Sarah J. Maas? I would probably jump to Crescent City, based off of what I've heard so far. But yeah, that's just my feelings. I did really like the character of Selena, which I believe is the main character. I'm getting really good vibes off of her, but I won't really know until I read Throne of Glass. And then I read Guild by Raven Kennedy. Oh, Assassin's Blade we'll give it 3 stars. And then I read Guild by Raven Kennedy. This was an experience. What this is about is King Midas has his kingdom, and he pretty much doesn't kidnap this woman. This woman is like, I want to be locked up in a cage. She is made out of gold, and she's happy with her life. And then King Midas decides he wants to expand his kingdom, like you do, and she is now in the real world and having to deal with the real life things. I had a problem with telling but not showing. So our main character would just say, Midas is a really good guy. Okay, cool. Why? And I felt like we needed some type of either flashback scenes, or we needed, him to act better in certain circumstances than he did. In all of the circumstances I've ever seen this guy, he was not a good guy. Like, you can tell me all you want that he's a good guy, like he really cares about his people and everything, but if you don't show that in the book by either doing a flashback or having other circumstances where you're showing that attitude, it doesn't work. So this was, I would like to say, a 3.5. I would read more of this series. I just don't like, I wouldn't buy this series, but if I keep seeing it at the library, I will read this library, no problem. But I would not probably purchase this. And I feel the same way with Assassin's Blade as well. Like, I will get it from the library, but not really anything like I am too interested in as of right now. And then I I read What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. I loved this book. This is like a 4.5, 5 stars. If I could ever find like either hardback copies or like prettier copies, I would definitely purchase this. Um, this is about a woman, and it starts off kind of weird. So there's this king, and he wants to betroth this woman. Shenanigans happen, but then like the fairy realm like breaks, like the protection of the fairy realm breaks, and now the fairy realm is in the world that we're in, and she is trying to oh she's trying to escape from the wild hunt, and then she meets this guy named Callum, and it's a romantasy. I This is the ultimate kind of enemies to lovers slow burn that I expect when somebody says this is an enemies to lovers slow burn. Like this is what we're talking about. Like this is a pretty old series. I 2023 2022 2023, which doesn't feel old, but like I feel like romantasy has changed so much based off of like what I've read in 2025 comparable to this. And I love the focus of the world building. And I feel like that's what I really want in my romantasy is I don't mind the love story. I don't mind the steamy scenes, but give me a plot. Give me a storyline that I can still eat up fantasy wise. I'm still having a good time with the world. I'm having a good time with, the characters and everything. I'm getting a lot of lore. But yeah, add a little fantasy. Add a little romance. I'm cool with that. I think this is really what I'm looking for when I'm talking about that. And these two books are dark. Like these are dark romance, dark things happen. Like watch out for your triggers because there's stuff in here that I'm like, okay, typical like fantasy stuff, but if you're into more of the cozier, lighter romantasy, just check your trigger warnings. I personally do not find this stuff extremely dark. Unlike another book I'm going to be talking about in the next video. But these I felt like were so good. I loved the main character. I loved Callum, and I loved their relationship. Ooh, juicy. I need to get the second one like right away. So I have that, and then just to kind of give you guys an idea of what to expect, I started Exquisite Ruin by Adriana May. I am almost done with this book, and then I had Basilisk. I guess I forgot to grab that. That's okay, guys. Um, and the Deer and the Dragon by Piper CJ. We're gonna see. This is really, really dark. I'm actually really surprised at how dark it is. So we will see. These, to me, based off of what I've read from this so far, is a little bit more on the romance steamy than it is on the character development or the storyline. But I've been having a good time. And then, so that's what to kind of expect in the next video. I'm hoping my next video will be pretty soon after this. I am trying to read most of these books before November 15th, and I have read almost 4 so far. So fingers crossed that we can finish a lot of these before I have to return most of these to the library. But anyway, thank you all so much. We are up to 60 subscribers. So yay. Thank you so much for everybody that has watched, subscribed, commented. I really do appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.